The Lindt Cafe siege, a terrifying 16-hour hostage crisis which unfolded in Sydney's Martin Place. Just a short walk up the hill from the iconic Opera House and Harbour Bridge. To understand how it began, we need to look at the lead-up, focusing on the perpetrator and his chosen location. The lone gunman, Man Monis, Iranian-born with a long and disturbing criminal history. Just days before the siege, Monis lost an appeal concerning charges relating to sending offensive letters to family of deceased soldiers, where he called them murderers. He was also out on bail, facing 40 sexual assault charges and an accessory to murder charge relating to his ex-wife's death. Authorities had received a warning about Monis just 24 hours before the siege. An anonymous call raised concerns about his website. But a review by ASIO, the Australian Security Intelligence Organisation, found nothing to indicate he was likely to commit an act of violence. The target, the Lindt Cafe in Martin Place, was seen as an ideal location. Prominent in the centre of Sydney, across Phillip Street from the Reserve Bank, and major media outlets close by. Next door to the Crown Solicitor's office, located between Phillip and Elizabeth Street. The location guaranteed maximum publicity. Authorities had been warned about Martin Place as a potential target, leading to a visible increase in police presence in the months prior. While authorities initially suspected an armed robbery, the magnitude of the situation, with Monis forcing hostages to brandish a flag and spread his message, quickly revealed a deeper intent. The impact it had on many was profound, particularly on first responders. Ben Besant and Gus were on duty when the call came in for the Lindt Cafe siege.
Walked into the office and I just knew instantly something was different, something was wrong. I saw a negotiator sprinting through the office, and they're definitely not known for running ever, so I knew something was up. Yeah, I went to one of my mates who's a sergeant and said, "Oh, what's going on?" He just said, "Yeah, pack your shit and we're going." I said, "So the big one's come?" He goes, "Yep." That was it. We moved up into Phillip Street up the top end, and there's a truck loading bay up there. So that's where we sort of based for the whole 16 or so hours. So we're up the top, and yeah, obviously radio's going over the whole time, updates are coming in, but I still remember Gussie's voice going over when he's come in, which I remember smiling about it, but I was also real happy that my best mate's there too, you know. So he wasn't on my team, but I knew he was there, which was nice to know.
I think at that stage we'd all come to the understanding that we probably weren't going to come out of there anyway, so it changes your thought process. Yeah, we had a chat in our group, as I imagine Gus's team did, and yeah, we faced the realisation that we go in where we're pretty much all going to die, because we wholeheartedly believed there was a bomb. We'd all sort of resigned ourselves to the fact that we go in there and we're all going to die. You start thinking about things, your family and your friends, and I knew Besant was on the other side. You had to focus anyway. It's a weird thing, and I lost a lot of memory from it. It was a horrific scene. I remember going in initially, and then the whole gunfight and killing him, that was big, and then after dragging Louisa out, we were going back in and the lights were on, and it was like a complete different scene. I remember it was, it felt a lot smaller. In the dark, everything feels so much further away, but there was just bullet cartridges everywhere, smashed glass, smoke everywhere, there was screaming hostages, there was just blood, like I'm talking, just blood everywhere. And even for everyone in there, they also, every TU operator who ran in that day completely believed they were going to die. There's not many.
The event changed Ben's life forever. But one moment has affected him more deeply than the rest.
The one thing I would say that was most difficult, in my life really. So, Gus was with me. We found her at the end. I'd already taken Louisa out earlier with Paulie and went back in, and she was in the back corner under some tables and chairs, and with another operator I threw all them out and then found her, and she was face down with her face in her hands, and I rolled her over, so she was sort of on my arm, and I could tell her breathing was getting less and less, I knew I couldn't do anything about it. There was screams for medics coming from behind me, and I knew Gus was on my right. I knew he was there, which was good. But I just couldn't take my eyes off her, and we were literally looking into each other's eyes, and she took her last breath in my arms, and that for me is the one moment that I couldn't process or deal with, and it's one that still, obviously, I relive today. I've had a lot of people, including Gus, including all my mates, including pretty much everyone who's spoken to me, who said that I shouldn't blame myself for it because it was bullet fragments. I haven't missed. The chances are it could have even gone through him and fragmented and hit and killed her. I just still blame myself to this day.
Absolutely not your fault. You've got to fight your own demons. There's only so much you can do. Like, I tried to help, so did so many people, but I suppose he had to figure it out in his own head, and he's done that now, but it'll carry it for the rest of his days. We both will.